Hi, Julia.
Hi, Julia.
Hi, Lily.
Say bye to Mommy.
My sweetheart.
You'll get used to Tessa. She's adjusting, too.
I know she's Lily's mother, and of course I respect that, but it feels like I'm stepping into her life.
It's not easy, all this change. You get it? No, you don't. You couldn't possibly.
You have produced so many great movies over the years. What made you finally want to sit down in the director's chair?
You know, it was kind of a surprise. I didn't expect it. I was producing the film, and the studio suggested that I direct it. And, you know, the second I heard that offer, I just jumped at it because I love the script. I love these kind of movies. I love thrillers. I love the strong female characters. And, you know, after producing over 40 films, I thought, you know what, the time is right. I really feel like, you know, what a great opportunity, and I jumped at it.
At the end of the day, I had gotten the script, I read it, I loved it, I thought it was really interesting, but I was like, I don't know, man. And I think I had even read it thinking of Tessa at the first part, and I was like, oh, that would be really fun to play the, you know, the crazy one or whatever. And then they were like, no, it's this one. And I was like, okay, that's really good, but I've played characters with abuse in the background, and that just gets really sensitive for me, and I wasn't so sure. And then I talked to Denise, and I was just like, okay, I'm in a veteran's hands. You know, we're doing this from the right reasons. We're not just making the same movie we've seen before. We're doing something really different. This is something she's kind of come up with and generated over the past couple of years, and she's gonna be directing, and she's a veteran producer, and this is like, it's gonna be incredible. And then with the cast came together, I was like, oh, thank God.
Just because technically this was her directorial debut, she's been directing from different chairs for years and years. So for me, it was like, I felt like I was in very good hands, and just so happy to be part of it. I've grown to love her, and she gave me a great opportunity.
We had this great conversation, and I kind of told her, hey, this is how I feel about Tessa. I actually feel really badly for her, and I think we want the audience to feel some of that too. I think she should be a sympathetic character in certain spots. I mean, obviously a lot of her behavior is not sympathetic, but, or we shouldn't have sympathy for, but I wanted the audience to kind of understand her, you know, why she does this, why she makes these choices.
Got about 10 pages in, and I'm turning those pages and going, no, oh yes, and oh no. And I was so enjoying reading the script, and then I got to the part of Lovey, and I just went, oh yes, she's so deliciously awful. And I couldn't wait to play her.
You know, I'm fascinated by, you know, why people are the way they are, and how do you know, incidents in our past that are painful and challenging, and how, you know, the adversity that we face, you know, how does that follow you through the rest of your life? You know, how do you change? How do you grow? How do you get better or not?
I think it's relatable. I think some of it is very relatable. You know, jealousy and fear and insecurity, and she's aging. Is she going to be able to find a man? Would a man even want her now that the bloom of that young, innocent thing is not her thing anymore, you know? I think all of that is kind of relatable. Maybe not, you know, trying to kill somebody, but.
There's a lot of people playing against type, so I think it's one of the reasons why it makes it so fun watching this, because there's a lot of unexpected things that keep happening, and it was really nice because all of us were really deliciously kind of getting into it, like, oh, I don't normally get to do this, like, you know, and you could really see Katie, because she's hilarious, and then having to turn into this like creepy ice queen. It was just like so interesting kind of watching it keep happening every day, and how uncomfortable it was, and how it would bring out in me how uncomfortable I'd become around her when we were just like giggling a second before. It was just so interesting to kind of keep going through these dynamics that women can have with each other. You know, we have this ideal that we get together and we're all gonna be like sisters, and then you see how that comes out as like really evil stepsisters or something, and you're like, how did something got lost in translation, you know?
It's so juicy and complicated, and as an actor, I study people, and I am interested in people and their minds and who they are and what make them who they are. So this is a particularly interesting mind, you know, to dive into.
She has no idea that she's this dark and difficult. She thinks she's wonderful, and that's why it resonates, because, you know, she thinks she's a fabulous mother. And if this young woman would just listen to me, her life would be so much better.
That was really a goal of mine, was to have, a roller coaster ride, fun movie where you're on the edge of your seat, a commercial film, but, that also had the emotional depth and had a story and characters that people connected to and related to and really felt and had empathy for the characters. So, I tried to keep it very real and have all the situations be relatable and true to life, and also, have moments and scenes where people understood why the characters were the way they are.
This is living proof. This movie is living proof that you better find somebody that you can be your real self with. A good friend, a good shrink, but somebody to get the real you out, because if you don't let that real person out, they come out in ways you don't like.
You gave it all to her, right in front of me! Oh my God, she sent you here.
Miss Banks, the man is dead. Found in your home. You see what this looks like, right?
Tessa, she was the one behind all of this. Enough is enough. Are you threatening me? Yes, I'm threatening you. This is my life. It's mine!